Have you ever wondered how some websites just know what you're going to buy next? Or how a bank can spot a complex fraud ring almost instantly? Well, the secret isn't just in the data, it's in the connections between the data. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on Spark GraphX, a really cool piece of tech that blends the pure muscle of Apache Spark with the smarts of graph analytics.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with why your standard tables sometimes just don't cut it. Then we'll get into what Spark GraphX actually is. We'll look at why it's so awesome for testing out ideas fast and how it plugs into a real-world data pipeline. And of course, we'll wrap up with the key things you'll want to remember. All right, let's jump right in. To really get why GraphX is such a big deal, you first have to understand the problem it's built to solve. And that story begins in the very familiar world of rows and columns.
Yeah, if you've spent any time with relational databases, that question probably makes you wince a little. Trying to chase down connections across multiple levels in SQL, it usually means these huge, messy, multi-level self-joins. They get slow, they're a headache to write, and they just don't scale well. You know, it's the classic case of trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
Look, this isn't about one being better than the other. It's all about using the right tool for the job. Relational databases are absolutely fantastic for organizing data neatly into tables, but when the relationships between your data points are the most important part of the story, that's where a graph just feels right. It's what they're built for.
So, if tables are great for structured data and graphs are great for relationships, how in the world do you get the best of both, especially when you're dealing with massive amounts of data? Well, that is exactly where Spark GraphX comes in.
First off, let's just quickly level set on what we mean by a graph. It's super simple, really. You have your entities, we call those vertices, and you have the connections between them, we call those edges. So you are a vertex, a movie is a vertex, and the watched connection between you two is an edge. It's a surprisingly simple way to map out really complex systems. Now for the second piece of the puzzle, Apache Spark. If you're not familiar, Spark basically changed the game for big data processing because it does its work in memory. It doesn't have to keep writing to a slow disk over and over again. So, when you think Spark, I want you to think one thing: pure, unadulterated speed. And here is the magic trick. Spark GraphX is not some brand new database you have to learn. It's not a whole new engine. It's a library that sits right on top of Spark. It lets you take your data, look at it as a graph, and then run your analysis with the incredible speed of the Spark engine you already know and love. It's the perfect match.
Okay, so we've got this powerful combo, but one of the best things about it is just how fast you can go from a question to an answer. I mean, if you have an idea about the relationships in your data, GraphX lets you explore it right now. Let me show you what I mean.
You know, one of Spark's killer features is its interactive shell. So forget about the whole song and dance of writing a big application, compiling it, submitting it. No, this is all about exploration. In 3 simple steps, you can just pop open the shell, pull your entire graph into memory with one command, and start asking it questions. It completely lowers the barrier to entry.
And this just shows that simplicity perfectly. Okay, don't worry about the code syntax for a second. Let's just talk about what it's doing. That first line, it's loading a huge data set of physics paper citations. The second line just calculates how many times each paper has been cited, it's in degree, and then finds the one with the biggest number. That's it, 2 lines. And boom, there's your answer, just like that. Paper ID 971120 is the big shot in this network, cited 2,414 times. Think about that. We went from a raw data file to a real, meaningful insight in literally seconds. That is the power of rapid prototyping.
All right, so playing around in a shell is great for finding things out quickly. But you're probably thinking, what about the real world? How does GraphX actually fit into a professional, large-scale big data setup?
The short answer is perfectly. It fits right in because it's already part of the family. Your GraphX code is just another Spark application. It runs on the same Spark engine, gets managed by the same tools like Yarn or Mesos, and reads data from the same places like HDFS or S3. It's not some special snowflake you have to build around. It's a native part of the modern data stack.
So why does this matter to you? Well, if your team is already using Spark, adding graph powers is a no-brainer. If your data is way too big to fit on one computer, GraphX was born for this. And it unlocks all kinds of powerful analyses for really important stuff, like building recommendation engines, sniffing out fraud, understanding social networks, you name it. All right, that was a pretty quick tour of Spark GraphX.
Let's take a second and boil it all down to the most important things to walk away with.
So here's the bottom line. First, start thinking in graphs anytime the connections are what really count. Second, remember that GraphX gives you the best of both worlds, Spark's insane speed and a really natural way to model that connected data. Third, you can test ideas in minutes, not days, using the interactive shell. And finally, when you're ready to get serious, it plugs right into your existing big data architecture. No sweat.
And that really brings us to the final, most important thought. You know, the real magic of a tool like this is what it helps you uncover. So the question I want to leave you with is this. What new insights, what hidden connections, and what valuable patterns are just sitting there, waiting to be discovered inside your own data?
Hey, if you got something out of this explainer, do me a favor and hit that like button. Maybe share it with someone you know, and definitely subscribe for more deep dives just like this one. Thanks so much for watching.